What we're going to be discussing today is the issue of how we do and how we perform rehabilitation in modern times. Now, as you all know, we have the COVID dynamics that has been affecting many of us over the last year or two that has changed the way we do fitness. Now, what we're doing in our office is that we're still going to fitness centers and training as everyone does, but getting a personal trainer to work with you directly sometimes becomes a more of a logistics issue. So what we're going to discuss today is the ways that we can actually get in your home, okay, to see how we can do rehabilitation. Today, we're going to be talking to Faith Arciniaga and also with Adriana Caceres regarding the types of exercises we do in terms of within your home. So as I work on patients and they have a physical issue, inflammation, a joint problem, a dysfunction, a biomechanical imbalance, whether it maybe sometimes starts out as a physical issue, sometimes ends up physiological. But what we're finding is that exercise seems to be one of the things that we, as physicians, physical therapists, orthopedists, doesn't matter where, what type of physical medicine, we typically lean heavily on exercise performance or restoration procedures. What we're going to talk about today is how we do it within the home. So I got here a special guest, which is Adriana, who's going to be a very important, crucial part of the new dynamics and the new issues. Is we got plenty of gym space in your home. So Adriana, welcome. So tell us a little bit about what you do for our patients now that we start exercise fitness training within their home, specifically with issues that affect them and their particular dynamics.
Thank you. Yes, so we are trying to motivate people to work out and do an exercise. So as a prevention for and reduction of any chronic disease and any imbalance, physical imbalance. The way to do this is that the easiest way is to do it from the home. There's no excuse to not do it. And the space is always available. So it's just plugging into a phone, a tablet, a computer, and just popping into the link and you're in. And the fun part about this, or the easiest part about this, is that you never leave the house. And also the difference between the online and the Zoom, that is our case that we do with our patients here, is that you still feel the interaction with the trainer. So when you do an online class or you do an app, you don't know you don't have any feedback on what you're doing, any response. So it's you with a TV or whatever you're using, any electronic you're using, and you just, it's just you tracking yourself. Okay. When you do the Zoom classes, you still have that interaction you have at a gym. So the trainer is watching you and working out with you, and you can feel the energy flowing both ways. The comfortable part is that there's no clothing needed. You can wear whatever you want, whatever makes you comfortable. There's no limitation on what normally would limit you to go to a gym. Physically, you have to get your car keys, get in the car. And that is the first barrier we always find. Like, I don't know where my car keys are. I don't have enough time. I'm going to have to drive. So this is just plugging into your electronic and starting the class. It's really easy and really simple. You don't need much equipment also, because of course, what we do with the rehabilitations we do and all the exercise we do are focused on body weight more than anything and flexibility. So we do strength training, cardio, and flexibility to work on the three components of fitness. So we work on mobility range and we work on the muscle building, and of course on the cardiovascular respiratory improvement.
Mobility, flexibility, and agility are I think the bread and butter of fitness. So we want people to be able to move better. So in terms of people with, let's say, a knee problem or a back problem, let me ask you, how is it do you address or adjust the protocols to an individual, let's say, has a knee problem or a persistent low back problem as a part of your rehab when you have a group of individuals? How do you prep them in that situation?
So the most important part of any workout is the warm-up. You need to get your body, your joints oiled, sort of speaking, and you want to have them mentally prepared and physically prepared to what's coming. Depending on their limitations, any injury they have, you modify. So, for example, if you had a back problem, you might be using a chair for squats because you need to learn how to strengthen your back by supporting it. So, you would use a chair and just, the functional movement of sitting up and down several times. That is a squat, and a very safe squat. Also for the knees, because you don't come lower than 90 degrees. That's what you want to protect that knee injury to going in an over flexion. So, you just want to keep it at a 90-degree angle or less. And a chair always helps you with those things. Also, for any shoulder injuries, you use the walls. So you can use to do push-ups against the wall. If you have any kind of dizziness or any kind of migraine suffering, you don't want to face down because that will trigger any dizziness or any migraine. So you always use a chair, something that keep you elevated. So your body will be in a certain angle where you're not literally on the floor or parallel to the floor, and that will help you not get those triggers.
Let me ask Adriana and now actually Faith a little bit about what we do with our patients and how we schedule those appointments. How do we integrate that? Because one of the things we do is we when we have them here and a patient has gone through at least their acute care, which is their beginning care, where they need more rehabilitation. What's the approach that we perform here in the office from your point of view to get them into the rehabilitation program?
Right, absolutely. So when a patient comes in, the doctor will typically evaluate them, Dr. Jimenez, and he'll see where they're at in terms of strength. He'll prescribe specific stretches and exercise for them that we give them at the end of their visit. They go home, work with that. Then when they come back, the doctor can reevaluate and say, okay, you need to get on board here with a Zoom class with Adriana, for example. And then he'll say, we're going to set you up with that to work from home. So then we can set them up at the designated times that she's available. And they can not only have the exercise pro, but they'll also have the Zoom classes.
That's a very good point. Adriana, what scheduled times do we typically work with them? Because I know we have a wide range of hours that we have available for patients. People have different complexities in their schedule. How do we adapt to that?
Well, right now we're working with Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 6 a.m. Then we have another class at 4 p.m. and another one at 5 p.m. On Fridays, we're doing a 6 a.m. and then an 8 a.m. So there is enough time slots for everybody to join us in this program.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a clip of kind of how the classes go and give an insight as to how the procedure goes. So it's pretty exciting to watch because we have different videos that we can actually see, and we can actually see the dynamics of what is actually going on in terms of the class as it goes. So tell us a little bit about what's happening. Just gonna go live here for a second here.
We got this. Okay, so if you pay attention to the video, you can see everybody's in their living room. These are ladies who are looking to improve their mobility and their strength. I try to focus on classes that are more of a HIIT. So it's a high intensity interval training, meaning that you have like those bursts of energy and then you have those little resting periods. We focus on strength, we focus on cardio, and we focus at the end and the cool down, we do the flexibility. If you see how they're dressed, everybody's comfortable. You just want to jump into the class and get your workout done. You want to move. Right now, we have a lot of people with a very sedentary life. And what you want to focus is bring that sedentary, we do from 8 to 10 hours a day of sedentary activities. We want to at least do 1 hour of movement and a high interval training so you can have that oxygenation.
Let me ask you, now that you mentioned that, and that's pretty interesting stuff that you actually showed us there. When you have this dynamics, the privacy that an individual has, sometimes they don't want to show themselves. How do we handle that situation?
Yes. If you see in the video that we had posted, there's one lady who had her camera off. You can put a picture or anything like a screensaver, and we don't have to see you. I know that nowadays a lot of people have used Zoom and for this since the pandemic. It's been one of the tools that we're using more often, and a lot of people are using and know there's an etiquette for Zoom now. But one of the things that we do want to make people comfortable is that you can turn off your camera and just, keep up with the activity or the exercises we're doing. A lot of people that go to the gym feel self-conscious because of this. And this is an advantage that you have doing it from Zoom, because you don't have that, I don't feel comfortable, people are looking at me, people are judging me, or maybe you don't have, I am awkward and I just don't do the exercise right and I don't want anybody to judge. This is a good way and a safe way to start doing it and not feeling uncomfortable in your home. Also, when you have family behind, sometimes I have patients that have the family watching TV in the back and they're just working out. So they just want to put their screensaver so I don't see what they're watching on TV.
It seems pretty cool because we really didn't have this particular opportunity until the advent of post-COVID era, right? So this has been one of the things that we've been able to adapt. As you can see, there are certain people that are, they're running different components of their video here. You can see different areas, and you don't have to be seen on these things. So that's important. Plus, you can work out outside, inside, anywhere that feels comfortable to you. And this is a way that we're projecting our particular practice inside of people's homes and offering these kind of services. So we wanted to present these kind of things. We wanted to present this kind of awareness for our patients, because the times are changing. Rehab is never going to change. We're going to always need some sort of exercise to recover certain pathologies. So as we do things, the body it's always asking in its recovery, it's asking a basic question like, what do you want me to do? So whether it's an elbow, whether it's a joint, whether it's a knee, it's asking, what do we want to do? What do you want us? What do we want me, the joint, to do? When you move it, the body heals in the trajectory of the healing motion. So as we've learned, that motion becomes one of the most component healers of the body in its restoring to normal homeostasis. So as we look at that, however we can get into and integrate fitness inside of people's lives, it really does change the way we do things. So we wanted to present this to you today. So because we're starting and we're part of we're actually doing this around not only the city here, but around the state. And through New Mexico as well. So what we want to do is we want to let you know that we can reach in, we can come out. And this is what telemedicine does. Telemedicine offers us the ability to reach out, and through different forms such Zoom and the others that can actually get in there and help people using their phones and using their iPads, using their computers, real simple, through a little camera that, it doesn't have to be anything more than just the basic stuff that's already attached to the computer, and change your lives. So we look forward to it. Faith, thank you very much. Adriana, thank you for sharing. And we look forward to at least offering you these services when you're here to be able to reach in and give you some love of mobility inside the things that you do. Okay. So thank you very much. And we look forward to you. Today was a real short one, so we'll talk about the next ones on the following days. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.